Don't wait for retirement to start living. You deserve better, and so do I. Everywhere around me, I am seeing folks getting married, getting kids, buying houses, and settling down, as they put it. Now, although there is nothing wrong with any of these things in general, I do believe that most people rush into these things without fully understanding what kind of impact it'll have on their lives. In episode 4, I talk about how I don't want to be married with children, so I won't go into great detail again as to why I wish to not have kids or get married. But something that does bother me a lot about the whole settling down thing is that most folks forget to live for themselves. Now, as a man, I'm only able to give you a male perspective on the whole matter, but the way I see it is that when a man gets married and has kids, he is unable to be selfish anymore. He's unable to live his life for his own sake. And what I'm about to say might not be a very popular opinion, but I sincerely believe you should live your life rather selfishly. I'm not talking about not caring about others or not taking care of your family members in need, but keep in mind that you only get one shot at life. And once you settle down, get married, have kids, and buy a house, every other option you once had in your life as a man is gone. You need a job that pays enough to support your family. You need to put time aside for your wife to keep her happy, and you need to raise kids properly. Now, I'm not so naive as to think every man actually does these things well, but in general, this is what being married with children entails, right? And what happens when you start to live such a life? You start to fantasize about the future, because your present life isn't about you anymore. Your present life is all about taking care of others. It's all about carrying a heavy burden so that others may prosper. And yes, it's a noble thing to do. I have tremendous respect for the men that take on such a daunting task. From what I understand, raising kids and being married can be an incredibly fulfilling experience. But whenever I think about these men, I can't help but feel sorry for them too. Because if you have to fantasize about the future where you don't carry such a heavy responsibility anymore, then what's the point of your current life? What's the point of going through all of it? You're giving your younger years, and therefore most likely also your best years, away in order to carry such a heavy load. And although I'm certain that for many it's a noble pursuit, I am so glad that I won't have to do any of it. Because you see, waiting for retirement is a trap. First of all, you are not guaranteed to live a long and healthy life. Maybe you'll pass away somewhere in the upcoming 5 years. You're not exempt from getting cancer just because you're healthy and fit. You're not exempt from getting into a car crash just because you drive well. Someone else might not be paying attention instead. The older I get, the more aware I am of the fact that life in and of itself is not guaranteed. Something that I didn't realize when I was in my teenage years and in my early 20s. Second, even if you live that long, you might not be in a position where you can actually enjoy your retirement years. Most folks retire when they're already pretty old, and their best years are behind them. In fact, if you are married with children, I sincerely doubt you're going to travel much or do a lot of fun things once you're retired. Maybe you have to take care of the grandkids, or maybe you or your partner are not as fit and healthy anymore due to your age. Maybe you have to continue working because you weren't able to save enough money, or maybe it's something else. It could be a myriad of reasons, but the point I'm trying to make is the future is not guaranteed. A happy and healthy future, even less. I'm not asking you to spend all your money now and YOLO it up until you accumulated a bunch of problems, but what I am asking you to do is to do more fun stuff while you still can. Whether you're 21, 35, or 50, if you're still healthy enough and you got some money, then please just do whatever it is that you want to do. Whether that is traveling or a certain hobby or just spending more time with the folks you love, it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is that you don't spend it all on your job or your business. Because when the time comes for you to pass, and it will eventually come, you won't think back to all of the hours you spent working. You'll either think back to a life well spent or lament a wasted life working way too hard. Finally, if you'd be so kind to click on the like button and also click on the subscribe button, that'd be amazing. Don't forget to click on the little bell when subscribing because you won't get notifications to all of my videos otherwise. Thank you for watching.